Close your eyes and picture this. It is midnight. You fall asleep. 4.5 hours later, you open your eyes, and instead of the usual fog, the aching reluctance to exist, the reaching desperately for your phone, you feel genuinely sharp, alert, ready. That sounds like a fantasy, right? Something a Silicon Valley CEO claims in an interview right before their inevitable burnout. But here's the thing. The science behind it is real, and it has nothing to do with sleeping less and suffering more. It has everything to do with understanding what sleep actually is, and most people have never been taught that. Here is the belief most of us carry without questioning it. Sleep is like charging a phone. More hours in, more energy out. But you have almost certainly had nights where you slept 9 hours and woke up feeling like you had been mildly hit by something. And you've probably also had nights where you slept 6 hours and felt oddly fine. So if hours were the whole story, that would not happen. The real variable is not quantity, it's architecture. Your sleep is not a flat, uniform block of unconsciousness. It's a structured sequence of distinct biological states, repeating in cycles throughout the night. Each cycle lasts approximately 90 minutes, and within that cycle, your brain and body move through several stages. The early stages, sometimes called light sleep, are transitional. Your body is decelerating, your heart rate is dropping, you're drifting. The third and fourth stages are where the serious repair happens. This is slow wave or deep sleep, the phase during which your body releases growth hormone, repairs tissue, consolidates immune function, and processes the physical stress of the day. Then comes REM sleep, rapid eye movement, where your brain becomes nearly as active as when you're awake. This is where memories are restructured, emotional experiences are processed, and the kind of creative, associative thinking that makes you sharp the next day gets built. Here's the critical piece. If your alarm goes off in the middle of deep sleep, that third or fourth stage, your body experiences what researchers call sleep inertia. Your brain is being yanked out of a state it wasn't finished with. The result is that thick, slow, disoriented feeling that can persist for hours. But if you wake up at the natural end of a complete cycle, when your body has already completed its current REM phase and is hovering in light sleep, you surface cleanly. You feel the difference immediately. This is why timing matters far more than most people realize. 3 complete 90-minute cycles add up to 4.5 hours. 4 cycles give you 6 hours. 5 cycles give you 7.5. These are not random numbers. They're the natural completion points your body is already moving toward. The practice of aligning your wake time with cycle endpoints rather than arbitrary hour targets is one of the simplest and most immediately impactful changes you can make to how you feel every morning. There are sleep cycle calculators built specifically for this. You set your target wake time and work backward in 90-minute increments to find your ideal bedtime. The math is simple. The results can be striking. But cycle alignment only gets you so far if the quality of the sleep within those cycles is compromised. And for most people, it is. So this is where the real optimization happens. The environment you sleep in matters more than most people appreciate. Your body is designed to sleep in darkness and cool temperatures, conditions that are almost the exact opposite of modern bedrooms, which tend to be warm, softly lit, and full of ambient screen glow. Research from the National Sleep Foundation and sleep scientists, including Matthew Walker at UC Berkeley, consistently points to a bedroom temperature of around 16 to 19 degrees Celsius as the optimal range for deep sleep. Your core body temperature needs to drop slightly to initiate and maintain the deeper sleep stages, and a cool room accelerates that process. Darkness matters because even low levels of ambient light can suppress melatonin production and reduce slow-wave sleep. A proper blackout environment is not comfort preference, it's biology. Speaking of melatonin, the single most common modern disruptor of your sleep hormone cycle is blue light from screens. Blue wavelength light signals to your circadian system that it is still daytime, suppressing melatonin production and delaying sleep onset. A 2017 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that exposure to blue light in the evening delayed melatonin onset by about 90 minutes compared to dim light conditions. Avoiding screens for the 90 minutes before bed, or using blue light filtering settings on your devices is one of the highest leverage interventions available. It costs nothing, and the effect on sleep onset and sleep quality is consistently documented. On the supplement side, 3 natural compounds are worth understanding. Magnesium glycinate, a highly bioavailable form of magnesium, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce cortisol, relax muscles, and support deeper sleep stages. A significant portion of the population is deficient in magnesium without knowing it, and the effects on sleep quality can be meaningful. L-theanine, an amino acid found naturally in green tea, promotes calm alertness and reduces the kind of background mental activation, the low-level anxious thinking, that delays sleep onset without causing sedation. Glycine, a simple amino acid, has been shown in clinical trials to reduce core body temperature and improve subjective sleep quality. None of these are pharmaceutical interventions. They are compounds your body already uses in forms that support what your biology is already trying to do. A consistent pre-sleep ritual completes the picture. Your brain is a pattern recognition engine. When the same sequence of behaviors precedes sleep every night, whatever those behaviors are, your brain begins to associate the sequence with sleep itself. The ritual becomes a biological cue. Over time, it can dramatically reduce the time between lying down and falling asleep. Meditation, light reading, journaling, breathing exercises, gentle stretching, the specific activity matters less than the consistency. The signal your brain needs is the same thing in the same order every night. Build the sequence and protect it. Now let's address a few beliefs that are worth examining. The idea that 8 hours is a universal biological requirement is not supported by current sleep science. Research, including a landmark analysis of historical sleep data by Jerome Siegel at UCLA, suggests that pre-industrial human sleep patterns averaged closer to 6 to 7 hours, with quality and timing being far more determinative than raw duration. What matters is sleep efficiency, the ratio of actual restorative sleep within your total time in bed, and individual variation in sleep need is real. Some people function optimally on less. The key metric is how you feel and perform, not how closely you match an average. Power naps deserve their reputation. A nap of 20 to 30 minutes taken in the early afternoon before the 2 p.m. circadian dip deepens has been consistently shown to improve alertness, reaction time, and cognitive performance without producing the sleep inertia that comes from longer naps that push into deep sleep. NASA research on military pilots and astronauts found that a 40-minute nap improved performance by 34% and alertness by 100%. The nap is not laziness, it is strategic recovery. And if you believe you are simply a night owl, hardwired to sleep late and unable to change, the evidence suggests otherwise. Circadian rhythm is influenced heavily by light exposure, meal timing, and behavioral consistency. Gradual shifts in these inputs can meaningfully move your chronotype over weeks. The night owl identity is partially genetic, but it is also substantially habitual. For moments when you need to fall asleep quickly under pressure, a technique developed in the United States military for training pilots in noisy, high-stress environments has attracted considerable attention. The method involves progressive physical relaxation, face, jaw, shoulders, arms, chest, legs, followed by a deliberate emptying of mental content, replacing active thoughts with a simple passive mental image. With practice, the technique can reliably produce sleep onset within 2 minutes. The underlying principle is not mystical. It is simply the systematic removal of the 2 things that most delay sleep: physical tension and active cognition. Here is the honest reframe that ties all of this together. For most people, the problem with their sleep is not their body. The body wants to sleep. It is extraordinarily good at it when given the right conditions. The problem is the mental and behavioral environment surrounding sleep, the overstimulation, the late-night screen use, the irregular schedules, the unprocessed day that the mind keeps churning through in the dark. When you treat sleep not as passive downtime,
but as an active biological priority, something you prepare for, optimize, and protect, the quality of your waking hours changes in ways that compound. Better sleep produces better decisions. Better decisions shape better days. It is not a minor lifestyle adjustment. It is foundational. You do not need more hours. You need better cycles, a smarter environment, the right inputs, and a consistent signal to your brain that the night has begun. Start with one change tonight. Not all of them. One. Temperature, darkness, blue light, the ritual, the cycle math. Pick the one that is furthest from your current reality, because that's probably where your biggest gain is hiding. Your days are built in your nights. Protect them accordingly.